showdown on day one of the FIBA Women's AfroBasket 2025 at the Palais des Sports in Abidjan, Côte d'Ivoire. It is Mali up against South Sudan, the debutants, fresh from Zone 5 and representing this young country that is growing so much in the game of basketball. Tonight, we've got a matchup that basketball fans love, that the Giants will be up against the newcomers, a case of David against Goliath. Senegal with an opening win against Guinea, 75-63. Nigeria, the defending champions, with that win in their game against Rwanda. But Group B, looking at the world rankings here, Mali coming in at 24th, Cameroon at 42nd globally, and South Sudan at 86th. It's very clear that the fans are staying up here late at night with many drums, just ready to bring color here in this game. Looking at South Sudan with a wildcat competing in their first ever FIBA Women's AfroBasket. They're new to the stage, but they carry the weight of a nation. Asha Kamgesha here, and with me is former WNBA superstar and also two-time Women's AfroBasket champion, Ifi Ibekwe.
I love the intro, thank you. I cannot wait for this game to start. Mali has been amazing over the AfroBasket career, but South Sudan, they're new, first time here, and they have pieces that I think that will be a little spicy key factor for the game.
Well, they'll definitely be getting that energy from the men's side and just making the world's youngest country very, very proud. Now, looking at Mali, they've been here before. You've played against Mali, Ifi. What do you expect of them in this game?
Yeah, Mali ended up third place in the 2023 AfroBasket, and then in second place in the 2021 AfroBasket. So I definitely know they're trying to make it to the top. They've been very close in these championship games, so they're a strong physical team. They have key players. So I do think that this is going to be a great game, and we'll see what Mali is made of.
Well, on one end of the court, a team that's danced this dance many times, as you've said, Ifi, seasoned, composed, and hungry for more success. But for South Sudan, history will be made here today as we prepare to listen to the national anthems.
Avec beaucoup de respect, je vais vous demander de vous lever pour les hymnes. Et nous allons commencer par l'hymne du Sud-Soudan. Merci. Et nous passons à l'hymne national du Mali.
But it is go time here for that last game as we see the players sharing that sportswomanship here in Abidjan. Ifi, what are your expectations here in this matchup?
I see that the coach that was the head coach for Uganda, the last AfroBasket, is the head coach for South Sudan, and I know that he made that team go. They ran the floor, they were very aggressive, and they played like a team. I've never seen Uganda play like that, so I definitely think that that's going to happen today in South Sudan.
And looking at the referees there, Adriana Chweka, Arbia Belgith, and Dorothy Okach from Botswana. Just great global representation from Tunisia, Botswana, and Spain. And an all-woman refereeing committee there. But let's look at the starting five, Ifi.
We have Washington, Ding, Bullock, Gakding, and Du.
Yeah, looking at South Sudan, of course, bringing that experience there for Adut Bulgak from the WNBA. And they're known to be the tallest nation on the African continent. Let's see how that plays into this particular fixture. But looking at the coach, as you already said, Alberto Carlos Antuna Liel, he also coached Senegal after Uganda beat Senegal in the opening game of the last AfroBasket. But for Mali, great talent there. Let's see their starting five. Rukia Dumbia, Maimouna Haidara, Alima Dembele, Sika Kone, of course, who's played in the WNBA, Geneva Jai.
And this is going to be a good Mali team. They only have 5 returners from their last AfroBasket, so they have played together, and they're going to come out and be aggressive.
Yeah, we've seen Mali succeed on the youth level, winning every title at the under-16s and the under-18s, and of course Sika Kone winning at that level, playing at the World Cups, but they're yet to show that success at the senior level as we see them shine here. The head coach, Umaru Sidia, very nice outfit. I hope you're impressed, Ifi.
I am.
These incredible teams, of course, playing 9:30 p.m. here, local time in Abidjan, GMT. A little bit late in the night, but of course they'll have rested well and just ready to get their campaign started. Of course, the color there, Haidara, the hair, love it.
One of my favorite players on Mali. She is, I think she's a key factor to this team. She brings the energy, and no matter what, she always has that poise for a very young age.
Yeah, that's the thing about Malian players. They start playing very early, around the age of 5. They have their fundamentals right. You see that in the way that they express themselves on the court, the way they pass the ball, the way that they make their decisions in terms of scoring. And so many of them, of course, have played at the under-16s and under-18s here on the African continent, and playing under-17 and under-19 World Cups across the globe. But of course, for Mali, they mean business. They know that if they start well, it goes a long way in terms of helping them execute and get what they want. We've seen early victories here today. Senegal, Nigeria, and Cote d'Ivoire, the hosts. And Mali now come up against South Sudan. Can South Sudan upset Mali that finished 3rd at the last AfroBasket?
I think this is going to be a great game to watch. It's going to be physical. They're going to attack each other, and I'm sure they're going to play some defense.
Yeah, it's going to be quality basketball, but looking at Mali just getting those final instructions in. You see Hamshe Tumaiga, former WNBA player, an African champion in 2007 with Mali. You see Hamshe Tumaiga, former WNBA player, an African champion in 2007 with Mali in Senegal, just bringing that experience to their technical bench. And your favorite, Haidara, just getting in those moves there from the fans, the Malian fans, in big numbers in the crowd. And South Sudan finally playing their first ever FIBA Women's AfroBasket. And of course, so many of their fans will stay up late in Juba, in South Sudan, across the East African region, in Uganda, in Kenya, in Australia, in Europe, in the USA, where they have so much support.
I can say that I've been looking forward. Besides Nigeria playing today, this is a game that I've been waiting to see, just to see how South Sudan shows up, being their first AfroBasket, women's AfroBasket, and then Mali, just being a dominant top team in Africa, and just seeing how they come out. Again, you mentioned they've been playing, they have a good system from the youth all the way to the senior team, so they've been playing together for many, many years, and I've just been waiting for this game.
Yeah, it's about to get started. Well, here we go. We're underway, and South Sudan, of course, get that win the tip-off and looking for options. Bulgak tries to get the ball into the paint.
South Sudan is a long, lean team from the point guard position all the way to the center. So I do see that those players are going to attack the basket because they have and they are versatile.
Yamer just trying to get to the basket. She makes the first points here of this game. Incredible stat there for South Sudan.
And I think we're going to see that a lot of attacking the basket from South Sudan.
That's a historic moment there for them. Mali loses the ball. Great rebound there from Delisha Washington. Attacks the basket, gets the bucket.
We didn't even speak about Washington. She played at Florida. She's a veteran in this basketball world, so she's going to have that leadership for South Sudan.
And that's something that we've seen them merge on the men's team with Khaled Jones coming in the point guard position to just bring that versatility for the team. But yeah, Washington just real quick there with the bucket.
She's a good addition to the South Sudan team to make sure she's another threat. She's a leader. She's the point guard of this team. So I definitely think that she's going to get hot real soon.
Oh, there it is. Mali with a steal. Haidara. Easy bucket there with Dembele. Fine finish. First points here for Mali. Bulgak tries to find Washington. Washington looking at the D in front of her. Bulgak attempts the three, doesn't drop. Dumbia is running down the court looking for options, and in the paint is fouled by Bulgak.
You're going to see Mali run the floor in every possession that they can. That's one of their strong things that they do, and they're strong. You see Inja go to the basket strong, rewarding herself with the 2 points. When you run the floor and your teammates are looking up and they pass the ball, be strong, and that's what we just saw.
Yeah, that's fundamental basketball. Of course, Jai with the first free throw of this game. Kids Marley within touching distance. It's now a 1-point game. Doesn't convert the second. Washington picks up the ball. Just trying to make sure that her teammates are on point. Drives it to the basket for the second time. Drops the 2 points.
Yeah, that's a great move from her. She's not only a driver, but she can shoot her 3-point shot. So that's a good take from Washington.
Now Dumbia looks for Dembele. Dembele in the paint. Looking for Kone. Sika Kone. There's contact there from Bulgak.
Out of all the games today, Mali's fans are the loudest, except besides Cote d'Ivoire's fans. But this is amazing. The energy in this gym right now is really giving them the boost to be strong.
Yeah, absolutely. Mali, of course, not so far from where we are here in Abidjan, Cote d'Ivoire. There's an incredible traveling community that came all the way from Bamako and across the country, but also some of the Malians that live here in Abidjan. Sika Kone connects, converts, and 6 for South Sudan and 4 for Mali. Under 3 minutes here played. Washington coming up against Dumbia, drives again into the paint. This time finds Deng. Deng stretches, but doesn't drop the 3. Dumbia. Dumbia attacks the basket. Basket and good. It is a foul. Impressive finish there.
And that's what you're going to see Mali do. No matter if it's 1 through 5, they're going to go coast to coast and attack the basket hard. They understand that this is a physical game, and they are not afraid to go to the hoop.
We've seen that as a running theme here today. Dumbia, second player for Mali to go to the free throw line. Doesn't convert as Sika Kone tries to get the rebound, but the ball comes off of her. And South Sudan will regain the ball possession. Gak Deng is sent away by Sarah Deng. And speaking of Dengs, we've seen Luol Deng somewhere courtside, of course, the president of South Sudan Basketball Federation, also former NBA superstar with the Chicago Bulls. There it is, incredible three-point shooting from Yamer Jo. She's up to 5 points.
Yeah, she's one of their three-point shooters on that team.
There it is. Dumbia reacts incredibly. 4 points for her, but it looks like maybe she pulled her hamstring. She's touching her right hamstring there. Yamerjo. And now Delisha Washington looking for options. Finds Bulgak in the paint. He almost has a clear way, but the ball slips out of her hand. Mali back with the ball possession.
Both teams have come to play today.
And there's a change on the floor with Dumbia being replaced.
We hope that she's okay because she is a key player for Mali.
Yeah. Fune Sissoko will replace her. There's a foul that has been called. It is that matchup. Well, the referee is just trying to make sure that the clock is showing the right time. But let's look at the replay there. Cho with the three-pointer from the left side. Had acres of space. And the Malians couldn't do much about it.
Yeah, but Mali was playing really good defense. And you want to sag in when you have a driver drive into the basket, but you never want to help ball side with shooters. And that's exactly how Dane got her three-point shot.
Yeah, in fact, that's Janeba Jai just waiting to get that ball in. And there's another substitution. Sira Chenu replaces Haidara. Both teams just trying to figure out things, just get a breathe, get the tempo going here.
Sometimes this is nerve-wracking when you're playing so well on both ends of the court for both teams, and then you have to stop for technical difficulties or a clock situation. So I know both the teams are ready and eager to play.
Yeah, absolutely. We saw the way that they were warming up and just getting that energy in, communicating and making sure things are going the right way. The clock now showing 19 seconds. Here we go.
South Sudan in a 2-3 zone.
Wow, what a way to introduce herself there, Fune Sissoko. She just came on and made no mistake, bits the zone and punishes South Sudan, who didn't look like they were flinching. South Sudan, of course, just continuing to ask those questions. Maria Gakdeng. And now Sissoko, once again, has some space, attempts the three, doesn't get it.
I love the confidence. She just checked in the game and she lit up 2 threes, 1 for 2, and you want to see that.
Wow, another attempt there from Yamer Luol Jo. Doesn't drop. Sissoko. Ball tries too high there for Sikakone.
Sometimes when you want the ball in the post, fake high, go low, fake low, go high, and get your post player like Kone the ball.
Yeah, they need to get the ball into her hands and get her more involved. Looks a bit frustrated so far. Washington, another bucket there, and she's really having a good time out there, up to 6 points.
Welcome to Africa, Washington. Great addition to South Sudan.
Absolutely, she's shown that she's very dynamic here for these two teams. Sikakone attempts the jumper there, doesn't get it from the baseline, and Washington once again looking for options. Bulgak on the right, Jaw on the left, gets it on the inside.
Great,
beautiful.
Yeah, great post move, great poise and patience at the block for South Sudan.
And Gak Dang has been finding that confidence already. Good rebound. And South Sudan just showing enough of the hustle here to keep Mali into check. South Sudan with a 2-point lead. And let's look at Sissoko and her impact. Just getting onto the score sheet at the first time that she gets the ball in this game. Good basics. And 1 for 4 from the 3-point line for both these teams. 25% shooting.
You see full court pressure here right now for Mali, trying to rattle South Sudan because they're only down 2, but sometimes when you full court pressure, it kind of rattles the offensive team.
And we've seen that happening here. Just really impressive as Joe gets the rebound and an opportunity for second chance points. There's a foul that has been called, and Joe will get an opportunity.
You can tell Joe has a green light to shoot the ball. She's shot 3 threes now and can post up. She's very versatile, so this is a good look for South Sudan.
There's another change on the floor. Mama Cisse just getting into the game for the very first time here. South Sudan with the ball. Bulgak attempts the jumper, doesn't get it. And Mali with the rebound. And Jai, easy basket.
She's gonna be the first one down the court every single time. We have to know where she's at because she will outrun you.
We've seen a lot of that for both these teams, but very evenly matched. Bulgak with yet another attempt. Good rebound. And just under the hoop to try and savor the possession there for South Sudan, but it goes to Mali. Mali have managed to tie the game 13 for all. What do you make of South Sudan's first 7 minutes here at the Women's AfroBasket?
I love it. I have a smile on my face for just seeing the competitiveness for both teams and how South Sudan has showed up and making a statement in this women's AfroBasket. So it's very powerful. They're playing well, and I cannot wait to see what they continue to do in this tournament.
Yes, they've come in, of course, on a wildcat, but just showing that they belong to the big stage here as Sissoko attempts another 3-pointer and doesn't drop. They tried to get the rebound, but South Sudan with a good defensive possession there. Washington looking for options, finds Tenny, who's getting her first minutes. She's played in 2 Zone 5 qualification tournaments. She's trying to make sure that they come to this big stage. And finally they're here. Sissoko finds Sira Chan. Dembele. Another attempt there from.
That was a great offensive rebound.
Well, E for effort, if you must insist. It is about 40 seconds with without this team scoring, and you can see the box out from both sets of players. Dembele just trying to get her hands onto that ball, and they'll go back to the free throw line. It's a third trip here for Mali.
Yeah, Gakin has 2 fouls, so she needs to be very careful. She is one of the players on this team that needs to be on the court for South Sudan. So play aggressive, but be smart. No fouls, play with your hands up, and stay on the court as much as possible.
Well, there's a change on the floor. Rose Matre Akon, who's one of the stand-up players for South Sudan. She's played heavily in Uganda and also in France, in Morocco. Just really one of the experienced players here for South Sudan.
We had 2 opportunities to make some free throws. I think because these teams are showing that they're equal from the point guard's position to the center, when you get those free opportunities at the free throw line, you have to convert, especially in the early stages of the game.
And that's for sure. Looking at Mali, 2 for 7 from the free throw line, 28.5%. Not really good enough for a team of their caliber. Another three-point attempt, doesn't drop from the baseline. And Joe from the left. Washington saves the ball. Just able to check Sissoko there. Good and impressive matchup, but they get their hands on the ball, Mali. And it's that aggressiveness that is going to work for them. Kadidir Maiga, good hands, but is bumped there. And 4 team fouls for South Sudan, and now they're in foul trouble as Maiga goes to the free throw line for the very first time, and an opportunity to score her fast points.
Now that they are in the bonus, Mali should attack the basket, get to the free throw line, but when you get there, you gotta make your free throws. It's very important. Now they're 2 for 8. And they have opportunities to capitalize on this moment. So I do think that's how they can get into the rhythm.
Well, that's why it's called a free throw line. It's free,
it's free.
Literally. But, well, it's not that free, apparently. Washington just coming down the lane, finds Bogak. There's a foul there from Mama Cisse. And 3 team fouls now for Mali. 2 minutes, 25 seconds to go. It's a 1-point game, and South Sudan will regain the ball possession. Yamer tries to get the ball to the court, but Sissoko in the right place at the right time. Kamite, miss there from Sira Chenu.
I love that Mali's understanding to offensive rebound. They're giving themselves chances after chances. You see 3 white jerseys boxing out and getting rebounds, and that's one of Mali's strengths as well.
And that's the hustle that you know from the kind of team that they are. They understand the bigger picture, and they know that these ball possessions eventually come to play in terms of the group standings or the results eventually, as Mama Cisse goes to the free throw line for the first time. She's the 6th player for Mali to go to the free throw line, and misses. Tenny finds Washington. Top of the key, Sissoko. All eyes on the ball. Mama Cisse. Washington just looking at the options, takes an attempt, doesn't drop. And Tenny with her first, that's Bugak actually.
That's a good basket for her to get in her rhythm. She is one of the star players for South Sudan, so it's nice to see that she was fighting to get her shot.
That's a beautiful shot there, of course, from Maiga. She's finally found her rhythm and just contributing here. 3 points for her, and it's a 4-point game. Mali now look like they have the rhythm. Washington, again, attacks the back end. There's a Malian wall, but she gets fouled and now has an opportunity to make it count. Let's look at the replay here.
Yeah, you see her attacking the basket and going through 3 Mali defenders. And now that you know that she is a driver and she likes to go right, Mali needs to force her left and show us that if she could go left or give up the ball because she's a right-handed guard.
Oh, Nyamere looks like is being prepared to camp back on, but she'll take a break. Washington, the free throw line. Her first trip, misses the fast one.
This is the first time that South Sudan is going to the line against Mali's 10th time. So South Sudan needs to understand, attack the basket. You're gonna get fouled, and that's easy points to put on the board.
Easy in quotes at this point.
I mean, they're free. No one's guarding you.
Well, that's the hustle there. Bulgak just getting her hands on the ball, but it will be Mali ball. Sira Chenu on the inbound, but she's replaced on the court. Kamite Dabu try and get the ball to Sissoko. And in comes Aminata Sangare for the first time in this competition. Sissoko finds Maiga, attempts the 3, doesn't drop. Mature with the rebound, but Sissoko attempts yet another 3. She's 1 for 4 after connecting the first one. Smart play there from Washington.
Very smart play from Washington, where she sees that she's going to step out of bounds, but she throws the ball on the Mali defender so that it's back to South Sudan. And this is a high-intensity game. You could feel the energy in the building.
They need exactly that to, you know, get going here in the first quarter. 40.6 seconds on the clock. Denk with the ball. And the shot clock violation. Mali, great defense. They apply that full court press, and it's working for them.
Defense wins championships, and this has been an aggressive 4 games. This is the 4th game of today, and we've seen defense on defense on defense on each team.
Another 3-point attempt there from Mali. Kamite Dabu doesn't drop. And it's a bit worrying now, the shot selection of the Malian team. 1 for 9 from the 3-point line. Denk just trying to get some points on the board there. Misses the attempt. Tenny tries to make the correction.
Would have pulled it back and got the last shot on that one. But again, this is a new team to understand the flow of basketball.
There it is. Cisse with the attempt, doesn't fall. And that brings us to the end of the first quarter. Mali 19 and South Sudan 15. What an impressive start for the debutants from the East African region. Well, there it is, 55% from the field for Mali, 60% for South Sudan, 1 for 8 from the 3-point line, 1 for 9 for Mali. The 3-point shooting has been a little bit worrying for these two teams. Well, now let's look at the replays from the first quarter. Washington was able to attack the defense there and just really open up the scoring for South Sudan, and Mali in transition, impressive with Dembele.
And this was a great first quarter for both teams. You can see both teams attacking the basket, finding their open woman, and shooting their shots without hesitation. They played defense, they were strong, and you could just see them having that confidence. Both teams have been playing amazing.
Yeah, Dumbia, of course, before she got that hamstring stretch, just got a bit of difficulty there. The fans loving every move here from Mali, but in transition, they've been impressive here, Mali. But South Sudan keeping the hit on the pedal there with Nyamer and Bugak contributing from the offensive side.
Both teams are very versatile. They can score in the paint, but also on dribble penetration, also on three-point shots. So we're going to see this all game long.
Yeah, you can download the app there, Courtside 1891, catch all the live scores, the updates here from Abidjan in Côte d'Ivoire, and just join the FIBA family to enjoy all of this action. Welcome back from that break. It is the start of the second quarter here, 4-point game with Mali in charge. Washington, Deng, Tenny, Mache, and Gabriel on the court for South Sudan as they try to reduce that deficit against Mali.
Mali came out, and instead of going to a 2-3 zone, they ended up playing man-to-man, and they really got that. They just got a touch, a deflection. So I definitely think that they're going to stay in that man to disrupt South Sudan's offense.
Well, it is pressure on the ball there for Mali as Akon is fouled, but they lose the ball possession, and frustration there from the coach.
I mean, I love to see it. He's a Spanish coach. They're very enthusiastic when they coach with their hands and their demeanor, so I definitely know that. I played in Spain for 5 years, so he's yelling.
Very expressive, of course, as you can imagine, but it's that passion that he brings to this game, coaching a third African nation. Mali tried to use the best line, doesn't work out, and South Sudan regained the ball. Tenny.
A little man-to-man full court press right here, trying to slow South Sudan's offense.
Deng just looking for options, attacking the basket. Great energy that she brings now on court in conjunction there in collaboration with Washington.
You have to have a set of a skill to take the ball coast to coast with the defender on you all the way to the basket to get that foul. And that's exactly what South Sudan needs right now.
Yes, they need a versatile duo from the backcourt there, and Deng just brings exactly that. Let's see if she can connect and contribute to the score sheet. Misses the fast one. Her first trip to the free throw line.
I would like to see South Sudan get to the line more. They've only been to the line twice, and so it's going to work out for them if they continue to attack the basket.
South Sudan, obviously, with the ball possession once again. Deng trying to get into the inside. Akon, Rose Akon, misses her attempt. Sissoko back to Maiga. 1 and 2.
That is too wide open. If you are a veteran player like her and you see that opening, of course attack the basket.
And that's the frustration there for the coach, Antuna. Miley frustrated there, but good defense from the Malians. Tenny heads to the bench, as well as Cisse. Nyamerjo, Washington. There's an attempt to use a screen there by Pieth. Gabriel, Washington once again. There's contact from Aminata Sangare. One team foul here for Mali.
I think Washington heard me, because what did she do? She attacked the basket and she's rewarding herself to get some free throws. Oh, I think it's side. Oh, they were lining up for free throws, but definitely side out of bounds. But still, that helped them get closer to the bonus.
It does indeed, but now they need something going for them on the offensive side, just to get back that confidence, get some points in this second quarter. Washington, pull-up jumper, doesn't drop. There's a bit of a ball hustle there. It is a jump ball, and Mali will take the ball possession. South Sudan are yet to score here in the second quarter.
They don't want to. They need to score in the next possession, because they don't want it to be a gap between the 21 points to 15. So they need to be poised, attack the basket, you know, play like you did in the first quarter. It was amazing. Get to your spots, make sure you're taking good quality shots and being aggressive.
Well, impressive there from Kamite Dabo with her first three-pointer here to open up the floodgates for Mali. Joe to the basket. First 2 points in the second quarter for South Sudan.
That was a great play by South Sudan, getting and setting good screens for the open man.
Doumbia is back on the court. Looks like it was a minor worry on the hamstring, and South Sudan will regain the ball. Let's look at the replay there for that three-point shot, and celebrated by Sika Kone on the bench.
Both teams are versatile, but Mali does have some shooters on their team, so know where the shooters are at all times. Get your hand up and box out when they shoot it.
Yeah, it's 2 for 10 for them, 20%. Just difficult for them at this point, as there's more concern here for the shot clock. The referees just want to make sure that everything is correct before we proceed here.
I think this game is too high pace for the clock sometimes, because both teams are running down and back, down and back.
Yeah, but for South Sudan, Ife, you've spoken so much about the need to be consistent, but there's new faces on the floor. Washington comes off just to get a couple of minutes rest. Shanice Achol Madreth is on now. Oh, she's back on actually.
She's taking out the ball.
Yeah, she'll get up the ball. Okay.
But I mean, South Sudan should not shy away from what they did in the first quarter. It was perfect for them to show that intensity and that energy that they had. They passed the ball, they attacked the ball, they were making good, high-quality shots, and also they were going to the offensive board, so they should go back to that to put some points on the board.
Oh, South Sudan, Rose Akon. She's trying to get her rhythm here in this game. She's yet to produce the magic that we know her for, especially in the East African region. She's also played in Rwanda. And one of the senior players on this team, Doumbia, finds Dembele, attempts the three, doesn't drop. Dana Balayera finds Doumbia. Doumbia with a bit of a cheeky pass there to Dembele. There's a steal. And good hands there from South Sudan. Let's look at the replay there. There's almost loss of possession there from Shanice.
Yeah, you saw that foot on the line, so South Sudan has rewarded the ball back.
7-point game here. Washington is trying to find Nyamer. Nyamer with the ball. Gets to Washington. Once again attacks the basket. Doesn't get the ball past the ring. And Doumbia on the other side runs down the lane. Finds Dabu. But they don't make it count, Mali. And South Sudan will once again try to make do, but they lose the ball again. There's so much exchange of the ball possession here.
One thing that I see the difference, in the first half, Mali was in a zone defense, but now they're in man, and South Sudan hasn't scored. So that's a great switch up from a coach's perspective. And then you see Mali running the floor. That is in their DNA. They're going to run the floor. They're going to send the post to the defensive board, and the guards are quick to go. So that is something that I just seen into this game.
4 minutes and a half played here in the second quarter. 5 points scored by Mali and just 2 for South Sudan, which will be worrying for the East African side as they come up against a very, very organized Malian team. But looking at your screen, you can download the app, Courtside 1891, scan this QR code, you'll find a stream for this game, you'll find a schedule for the tournament, the FIBA Women's AfroBasket, and all of the statistics.
We set it roll. If you're wide open, I do take it. If not, backdoor, and we play the 2-on-2 here. I mean, guys, you think 24 points in 15 minutes is good? It's really good. No, it's really good. Mali 24, it's okay. The problem is like we stop being aggressive in offense. We are like attacking a little bit soft. Now doubt about that. Take shot, paint touch it. I don't care if you miss, but be aggressive. Take decisions. We are in the game. We are in the game. It's important these 5 minutes to keep pushing. Vamos, vamos, vamos.
Box out now. Box out now.
1, 2, 3.
Together. We have to spend fouls, eh? Said Maria.
Well, welcome back from that break. What do you think, Iffy, has been said inside the South Sudanese huddle?
Just go back to what and how you were playing in the first quarter. Be aggressive. They're taking and having good shots, but it's on the defensive end that they're kind of lacking. Mali's just getting 2 wide open shots, offensive rebounds. So South Sudan needs to box out and focus on those key areas, and if they do, they'll be back in the game.
And those 10 turnovers for South Sudan just halfway through the second quarter is not exactly a statistic that they want to remember from this game, but still so much basketball yet to be played here as Balayera misses that, and there's a second chance points.
And that's where South Sudan is lacking. For her to get an offensive rebound off of a free throw, it's the mindset right now for South Sudan to stay in this game and to play together.
Washington once again with the offensive charge there as South Sudan once again lose the ball and transition. Doumbia misses. And Achol with yet another opportunity to put some points on the board. Nyamer, beautifully done. A great three-pointer, timely for South Sudan.
Yeah, that's a great pass from Washington. She could have took it all the way, but she saw her shooter on the three-point line ready to shoot, and she knocks the ball down.
Absolutely. First player in double digits here, Nyamer Joe, with 10 points, leading all scorers on the floor, with just being able to gain the trust of her teammates. Chol doesn't get that bucket. A nice pump though. Dembele, aggressive charge to the bucket, gets the 2 points.
I think that's what Mali's go-to. They're going to attack the basket, so slide your feet, take a charge. They're just putting their head down and going, so South Sudan needs to understand that and know that and continue to play tough defense.
Well, there's also a bit of the size mismatch there in the paint that worked for Dembele. But South Sudan, they are not giving up. They're continuing to fight.
Great move. Great poise from the guard, getting the ball inside and letting their post players go to work. They need that right now with 4 minutes left in the second quarter.
Yeah. Gakdeng, Maria, 2 points already in this game. Misses the fast shot. Her first trip to the free throw line, of course, and she could have used that opportunity to reduce this deficit, 8 points. She also has 3 rebounds. And Yamer, beautiful three-pointer. And she's up to 13 points. And reaction there from Mali with Maimouna Haidara attempting from the best line in the corner, doesn't get it, but they're yet to find their rhythm here. Mali, 2 for 13 from the three-point line.
Mali is doing their job on the offensive boards and boxing out and battling with South Sudan. South Sudan needs to find a body and box out and get the defensive rebound and run the floor if they want to stay in this game. They cannot continue to let Mali offensive rebound over them.
Looking at the scoreline here in the second quarter, 9 points for Mali, 8 for South Sudan. They've managed to wake up in those last 2 minutes, South Sudan, and put pressure on Mali. But let's see what the coach is saying.
Amina sort avec la balle. Jana, tu es là. Et ça, l'autre là, Rokia. Rokia, tu vas venir ici et partir. Et Maï, partir. Maintenant, ça vers la balle. Et Jana de l'autre côté.
Well, looking at Mali, they've been impressive from the fast break point of view, fast break points. They've just managed to transition from defense into offense and just continue to punish South Sudan. But looking at the replay there, Nyamer Joe with that bucket. Washington on the other side, just being able to feed her that ball, and she scored from the right side, from the three-point line. 13 points, 2 for 2 from the field, and 3 for 7 from behind the arc.
Yeah, she's definitely a shooter for South Sudan, but South Sudan is only down by 5. They're not playing bad. They just have to fix a few things, which is box out and get some rebounds and get some defensive rebounds. But other than that, they're playing well, and they need to keep this energy to close out the second quarter.
More second chance points here for Mali. Aminata Sangare, the right place at the right time to open up a 7-point lead here against South Sudan. There's a push that has been called on Diana Balayera.
This has been a physical game since tip-off, and every game today has been physical because that is the nature of AfroBasket, and I love to see it because no one is backing down.
There's no one backing down, and of course South Sudan, they've had incredible support from their fans across the world on social media. They've always sent those messages. You can see the flag of the world's youngest nation flying high here at the FIBA Women's AfroBasket inside the Palais des Sports in Abidjan, Côte d'Ivoire.
That was the first free throw made from South Sudan. They're 1 for 7 right now. So they are getting to the basket, to get the foul, but they need to convert and make those free throws.
Haidara just finds Dumbia, who attempts to get to the basket. It's an attempt from the best line. Doesn't work out there for Sangare. And Mali get back the ball. Haidara There's a walk that has been called. Good defense there from Gakdeng. South Sudan regained the ball. 6-point game with 3 minutes to play here in the second quarter.
The players that you would think on Mali to step up, like Kone and Haidara, they're not playing well, they're not in the rhythm, but they have other players stepping up to the task right now for Mali.
That goes to speak to their structure. They're not a team that like to play with individual brilliance, but everyone has to shine within the effort of the team as Washington connects for more points. Dumbia. And doesn't drop. It's Sangare.
Another offensive rebound for Mali. And, you know, all the teams are watching this now, and they can see team strengths and team's weaknesses by what's going on in each game. And Mali has 10 offensive rebounds in the first half, and that's amazing to have. So knowing that, Mali continue to do that, but South Sudan, you gotta box out and not let those second chance opportunities happen for Mali.
Gives them an opportunity to just have the ball and think about ways to break down South Sudan. But Nyamer, once again, trying to attack the paint. There's a second chance points there from Gakdeng. Beautifully done for South Sudan. 2-point game. South Sudan with an opportunity to tie or go ahead here. Gakdeng tries to find Nyamer Joe, drives into the paint, doesn't get the ball in, and Haidara runs down the lane, finds Sikakone to Dembele on the right side. 3-point attempt, doesn't drop. There's another offensive rebound as Sikakone turns around, twists, doesn't make it count, and Washington has to rebound and attacks the paint, and an easy, nice flutter to tie the game.
That's definitely going to be a highlight. Taking it coast to coast, behind the back, and straight to a Mali defenders, and lays it up. You can see her right now doing what she does best, and that is attacking the basket.
She's continuously done that, and she's up to 10 points. Second player here for South Sudan in double digits. Nyamer Joe with the 13, 5 for Gakdeng and 2 for Bugak for South Sudan. But let's see what the coaches come up with in that timeout.
On s'en sortira pas. Alors on va essayer la 2-3, voir ce que ça va donner momentanément. Il reste combien de temps? On essaie la 2-3 momentanément pour voir ce que ça donne sur ce ballon. Et après, on revient à fi-à-fi. Mais vraiment, à l'attaque, soyez calme. Pourquoi vous êtes pressé?
C'est bien, allez.
Pourquoi vous êtes pressé? Cherchez les solutions simples. Posez vos chemins d'attaque.
Allez, les filles, ça va venir. On est découragés.
Calmez-vous, hein. Allez, on y va.
Allez, les gars, en attaque, on joue l'attaque longue. On a pressé la tire, nous attendons pour le moment. Ça va venir.
Okay.
Cherchons des paniers faciles.
Allez, les filles.
Défense.
Allez, on tient bon.
Well, welcome back to the action, but let's look at that Washington individual magic there, the way that she beats the Malian defense, finds the scoreboard, and the celebration there from the technical bench. Antuna just happy with what she's been able to come up with. 10 points, 4 rebounds, 1 assist. But what does her addition to the team mean here for South Sudan, Ifi?
This is a good step. It's now 30-30. Second quarter, 1 minute left and 20 seconds. And this is really how South Sudan fought back to tie this game.
It's really been impressive here for South Sudan to just stay alive and just believe in their system. And once again, Antuna coaching a team that could upset a powerhouse on the continent. But of course, there's still so much basketball to be played. 1 minute to go here in the second quarter. Frustration there on the face of Rose Akon. 55.9 seconds on the clock. Mali in the red. 30 points for all. And it will be Mali ball. There's a discussion there between the referees, and they'll engage the video review system.
They're trying to see if the ball went out on South Sudan or Mali. So this is very critical. We like that the refs are taking it serious and going and checking what's happening. So let's listen in. The refs made a decision calling it South Sudan ball, and I love that they took their time to review that. It's a critical moment. The score is tied, so that's good for the refs.
That's absolutely perfect for South Sudan, but the big question now is, can they make it count as we head into the halftime break? South Sudan just looking for options on the baseline. Yamer Joe finds Washington at the top of the key. Washington, she's good eyes to find Rosa Korn. Gakdeng, Maken. Mayen just doesn't get the angle that she was looking for, and Mali have the ball possession now. 22 seconds on the clock. What will Mali do to go into the dressing room with an edge over South Sudan?
Mali should run the clock all the way through. This is a one-shot opportunity for them. They should not turn off the ball and use the clock. We see the pressure of South Sudan being physical.
There it is. Haidara just tries to attack the bucket, doesn't get it. It's intense South Sudanese defense. Too many hands inside there, and Mali will still have the ball. 1.9 seconds on the clock. And look at Luol Deng, of course, the president of the South Sudan Basketball Federation, also an all-star in the NBA, of course, with the Chicago Bulls. Done so much to raise the level of South Sudan in Africa and also globally. 1.9 seconds on the clock.
South Sudan should switch everything on this 1.9 seconds on the clock and not have a wide open shot for Mali.
It is Dumbia with the attempt. It doesn't drop as we head into the halftime break. 30 points for all. Mali with the 30, and of course South Sudan. It's been incredible to see South Sudan play their first ever game at this stage, and they've outscored Mali 15 11 in that second quarter. Looking at the numbers here,
we have Mali with 50%, South Sudan 50%. But the three-point line, South Sudan is shooting a little bit better from 3 from 12. Rebounding is equal, 27 to 25 assists. But the turnovers, South Sudan can take care of the ball with 13 and Mali 9.
And that has really been the difference here for South Sudan. They'll have to look at that, but double digits here for Nyamer Joe, Washington with 10, of course, and Joe with the 13. 5 for Gakdeng, and on the other side, Dembele with 6, Maiga with 5, and like you said, Sika Kone has been a little bit quiet, Haidara the same, but it's that team effort that we see from both these two teams. Second quarter replays here.
We're going to see a lot of replays for both teams because both teams have been playing amazing. You see Mali attacking the basket when they have those open opportunities. They can also attack the basket, but they're shooting three-point shots and being very aggressive in every position that they have.
Well, you gotta love the aggressiveness here from both teams, but Nyamer Joe just always finding her angle there inside the paint, asking those questions of this Malian defense. She can shoot the ball from the right side behind the arc, but the distribution from Washington has been impeccable to find her as the player with the hot hand.
Washington has made it to where the floor is spread. As she attacks the basket, everyone collapses on her and they're leaving their shooters wide open, and that's why Joe was able to get those shots.
And of course the help that she gets in there from all of the guards. Tenny is trying to get her fast points here, but the opportunity to use and get second chance points has been a standout and speaks to her character. Well, there it is. We'll take a break and we'll be back for the second half of this game.
Education, health, justice. We sometimes take these simple things for granted. They're not common for all of us. We are all born on the same planet, but not with the same opportunities.
Whatever our gender, color, belief, or capability, we are one. We are all on the same team. Let's convince those who never thought they would do it that they can. We can. Together, we are stronger. No matter your origin, basketball can bring everyone together. Basketball for good.
Babirye. Oh, what a spin from Babirye! Are you kidding me? She put some Mozambique into a spin cycle. Wow. Encore trying to keep up with Tizian. Oh, look at Musa go up for the rejection.
In a good place.
Oh, how about that? Scooping and hooping. And putting the basketball in his Prunes.
Great move by Com.
Kwankwo, will she add to her tally? Fatima again, a chance to run. Reem Musa. Overall, open three, it's good. 44-30.
That was a great pass, great look, and they finally dropped the basket in.
Good job from the point guard, knocking it away, Mbai. Now Chalo gives it back to Kadi Mbai. Now here goes Chalo, flows in, and Kaitana, who else? Three seconds, 2 seconds. Satu for three. What a crazy situation.
Wow.
They can't throw the ball in the ocean from three-point range. Pass to the corner. Back outside, looking to pass it. Makani, oh yeah, boy.
And that's Cameroon basketball, the way that they pass with poise and find that open shot from Makani at that three-point line, and she just nails it.
Dillard, and meanwhile, she goes in, scores. A very difficult shot, is fouled, and that's a chance for a three-point play. Crooms goes in, makes the shot. It's all going horribly wrong for Uganda, but for Rwanda, they are loving life. Final seconds taken off the clock. Makani, she doesn't hesitate. Oh, you're kidding me! Silky Smooth has done it. She has stroked the three-pointer.
What a shot!
No hesitation.
That is unbelievable.
These guys will be legends in their own country, but also in the international basketball world.
back from that halftime break as Antuna, the Spanish coach in charge of South Sudan, looks at this Palais des Sports court and maybe hopes for magic in that second half. They've really surprised many here inside this incredible arena, just coming up against Mali. But of course, they're playing here for the first time and just being able to take in everything, singing the national anthem, and you can see they're already signing autographs. Yamer Joe just out there having fun and just enjoying representing South Sudan at the continental level. Impressive from the East African side, who qualified obviously to come here with a wildcard. They've done well in the Zone 5 qualifiers in Cairo, and they've really shown what they can do. 13 points for Nyamere Joe, 7 rebounds for her. She's 3 rebounds away from a double-double, and that really shows what she can bring to this South Sudanese side. And looking at the numbers there, of course, 2 for 4 from the field, 50%, 3 for 7 from behind the arc. She's the woman with the hot hand, and they'll be trying to get that ball into her hands. And of course, to do that will be the guards, Washington, who's been really the standout player here for South Sudan.
I'm guessing in the locker room, they understand that they were able to get back into this game by doing the little things, attacking the basket and looking for your players on the perimeter to take those shots, or attacking the basket and getting to the free throw line. Two things that I will call out. If South Sudan gets to the free throw line, make your free throws. They're free. And 2, taking care of the ball as they have 13 turnovers. But other than that, they're playing really good.
Yeah, they've really stood out there, and you see in that camera shot, Hamanyang, the former FIBA world president from Mali, just continues to enjoy the basketball here on the African continent. And just great basketball royalty inside the Palais des Sports in Abidjan here in the largest city of Cote d'Ivoire.
You can always tell if a coach is mad, and maybe Mali's coach is mad and taking the full time out because they're not on the floor yet. Because he probably thinks you guys are better than this, do more of the little things, but they've been playing really, really good. So I'm curious to see the energy of Mali now that they're not going to have enough time to warm up as South Sudan. And that does kind of matter entering the third quarter.
Yeah, they locked in South Sudan. You can see that body language, just showing how much of a fight they want to put up here. South Sudan has become a household name in the last 5 years on the African continent, and the women really just joining that conversation. We saw what the men were able to do, just came close to beating Team USA in a friendly game ahead of the Paris 2024 Olympics in London. And they've, of course, come up as the title favorites to win the FIBA AfroBasket that will be held in Angola just next month. In fact, their team is currently in Spain, just ready to prepare. 6 points for Dembele, Cheno with the 5 rebounds, 4 turnovers for Doumbia. She's really tried to get Mali going, but that's a game that she will try to make sure that they do away with. Alima Dembele, 6 points, 3 for 3 from the field. She's done well in terms of attacking the basket, and as you said, Mali, they have to try and be consistent in the second half of the game.
I mean, they've been doing great on the offensive board, but also when they attack the basket, try to make your first layups. They're just rushing their shots and just, you know, banking on that second chance points.
You spoke about that, but you can download the app, Courtside 1891, catch all the action, live scores, highlights, all the updates, all the stories coming in from Abidjan, and keep yourself updated on what's happening here at the FIBA Women's AfroBasket 2025. Well, there we go. The third quarter is underway. Jai finds Dumbia, who's back on the court. Gets the ball to Haidara. Zonal defense here from South Sudan. Haidara attempts a three, doesn't drop. Washington in the right place at the right time. Runs across the court, tries to find Gakdeg. But there's a turnover. And seems to be discussion there that will happen between the referees, just consulting with the officials table.
You can see the coach of South Sudan in disbelief because the shot clock is at 7 and they literally just took the ball out. So I know the refs are trying to get that situated right now.
Absolutely great to see South Sudan locked in and just trying to get themselves going.
Yeah, they came out in a zone, and that's going to be really good because they're in the position to rebound, and that's what they've been lacking. So I think we're going to see a different tempo with South Sudan in this third quarter.
And that's interesting because Mali are 2 for 19 from behind the arc. That's just 10.53% shooting from outside, and now we have an official review. Let's look at that. Well, that is a decision has been made as the referees looked at the footage and now informing the coaches. And it seems to be ball possession. Going that way, it is Mali ball. Haidara getting ready to inbound that ball to Dumbia. We're back. Just 30 seconds into this game, Dumbia just trying to drive into the paint, but Gakdeng blocks her. Yamir finds Gakdeng. Bulgak. Washington. Haidara almost bitten there. She recovers. Bulgak back on the floor. Dembele just trying to stop her as Washington once again tries to attack the defense, and Haidara fouls.
And that's what she's going to do. And she's going to attack the gaps where she sees that Mali's lacking in their defense. And Washington has been doing a great job all game to get to the basket, to dribble, penetrate, and kick out to her open teammates. So I don't see her letting up on that, and it's definitely helping South Sudan stay in the game.
Well, this is the intensity that South Sudan wanted to bring into the tournament, and you can see that they now really playing with confidence with every decision that they make. And there's a foul that has been called, and Mali will regain the ball possession. Gakdeng looks to be the one who's in trouble here. Has third personal foul early here in the third quarter.
I think personally Group B is the toughest group here. They have Mali, South Sudan, and Cameroon. One of the toughest groups.
Very tough, literally, but also physically. Every time you come up against Cameroon, you're definitely going to use double or triple the energy you'll use against another team. But South Sudan, just Washington keeps the ball alive, finds an option there, gets to the paint. Saradang and Washington again with the fake, but it's called as a walk. And Mali will regain the ball possession. No team has scored inside 90 seconds here in the third quarter.
And you want to think that's a good thing, because no team has scored. That means both teams came out of the halftime locker room and is playing defense. They're getting up in each other. They're making it hard for them to score, and I like the energy right now.
Dumbia, the top of the key, loses the ball. Another turnover for her, and Yamir tries to find the glass, doesn't. Sikakone runs down the floor, attacks the bucket, gets the 2 points.
And maybe that's the basket she needs to get in her rhythm in this third quarter. She has 3 points, she's 1 for 4, and that's not a lot of touches for Kone. But again, she doesn't need to do the most because she has other players on her team stepping up on the offensive end.
That's exactly what the coaches want to see here, the teamwork, the ball rotation, just for everyone to be involved. Adut Bulgak, very frustrated with the call there, and South Sudan will let go of the ball, but good pressure there from Dembele. Rose Akon just coming on, and it looks like there is a technical foul on Adut Bulgak. Mali will go to the free throw line. Two-point game here. 2 minutes and a half to go.
You know, you never want to see a technical when you're close in the third, and this is your first appearance in, you know, women's AfroBasket. But I understand the passion and the energy that, you know, Adut has for her team, and I know she's going to think about what's going on and come back energized and be that leader for South Sudan.
Well, she's waited for that moment for a very long time. It's been about 5 years that South Sudan are trying to qualify to come to the women's AfroBasket. It's very emotional knowing everything that has happened in her career.
I mean,
but it is what it is.
Yeah, I mean, when you put on your country's jersey, you have so much pride. So I get it. I've been there as a player. But to understand your poise and your veteran skills at this critical moment is very needed for South Sudan.
Especially for her as a leader on the team. But Washington comes down the lane here, finds Deng, Deng drives into the paint, finds a con, but they lose the ball, and Mali will once again have an opportunity to extend this 3-point lead. Sissoko looking for options.
South Sudan here in a 1-3-1 right now, trying to disrupt the Mali offense and leave the shooters to shoot.
Washington gets that fast break. It doesn't land to Sarah Deng.
I think that's a good defensive strategy right now for South Sudan. They're in a 1-3 run, and they're telling Mali to shoot the ball because Mali right now is 2 for 22 at the three-point line, and that's a very low percentage at 9%. So that is a good defensive strategy for South Sudan.
Well, for Mali, they'll want to make it count here on this possession. Geneva Jai misses the three-point shot. Sissoko goes back to Dembele, stretches out and drops that three-pointer very, very tightly, and that's just their third three-pointer as Washington on the other side attacks the Malian defense and is fouled. Dembele looks like
this is a replay. Did she call for the bank?
Yes, she did.
Yes, she did.
She had some acres of space there and made it count, but on the other end, gets to foul Washington. Washington combats the first one. And that's the first point here for South Sudan in the third quarter. The opening 4 minutes. 2 points there for Washington, and now she's up to 12 points, double digits. Wow, beautifully done there from Mali to extend their score. Geneva Jai with that three, that's back-to-back for them. Nicely done there from Sarah Deng. Nice left hook. That was very timely.
Yeah, if South Sudan is going to be in that zone, they need to make sure that they go out on shooters.
Now there it is in transition. Sarah Deng finds Washington. Easy 2 points and a foul from Dembele.
I think Washington is loving playing with South Sudan as she sticks her tongue out on this play. She runs the floor, attacks the basket, and gets the bad one.
Yeah, she's able to express herself. Washington, look at the way that she had the follow through. She fell on the ground, and the passion from Coach Antuna.
I love it.
I love to see that. Dembele, that's her first personal foul as Washington attempts the free throw. It drops. It's up to 15. Mali, Geneva Jai with the attempt, doesn't drop. Sissoko with the rebound. There's an opportunity for second chance points here. Sierra Chona doesn't make it count. It's an offensive foul. And South Sudan will regain the ball possession. Yamer. Let's look at the replay there. Sierra Chona. And the reaction from the bench there as Perina Leme celebrates the call. Washington. Yamer. Yamer Joe. Yamer. Washington tries to go up against Sissoko, but good defense there from the Malians as Dembele gets the ball. Sissoko with the outlet finds Njai. Sissoko again, and Dembele from top of the key, goes back to Jai. Oh, doesn't fall.
Good shot. You love that ball movement. They had at least 2 open opportunities to shoot that shot, but they were patient and got an even better shot, and then a foul.
Yeah, they managed to draw in the South Sudanese defense and get a couple of meters away from them and just unable to make it count. But Maiga is back on the floor, and Sissoko will take a break. Finds Maiga with another attempt on the 3.
Now Mali is just really settling for 3-point shots. They've gotten away from going to the basket and getting points in the paint, so that can kind of hurt them right now because South Sudan is they're playing well and they're, you know, cutting the lead.
It is a 2-point game here. 3 fouls for Sira Cherno. And that's a bit worrying for the Malians.
Yeah, both teams are in the bonus, so at this point, any foul is going to be rewarded to the free throw line.
Rose Akon goes to the free throw line for the very first time. She's yet to score in this game. She's a scorer. She loves to find the bucket and just trying to find her rhythm here in this game. Drops the fast one. Second, actually. And now we have a 1-point game as Sira Cherno goes to the bench. Maiga restarts the game here. It's the ball to Geneva Jai. Debele. Jai. Options, trying to beat that zonal defense for South Sudan, and works out well. Many hands inside the paint there as Nyamer gets past Sikakone. Great defense from Kone, of course. Dembele, good transitional defense. And Washington, of course, very smart play. Like you say, she's really enjoying herself. But let's look at the replay here. Washington puts the ball against Dembele.
That's the second time she tried it. Well, she did that in this game, and that just shows you how smart she is to understand timing and understand her role for this team.
That's exactly what the coaches want to see here. Dembele finds Kamite, misses. It's an air ball. Deng, Sarah Deng runs down the floor, just trying to reorganize the team here. South Sudan tries to fake Washington. Looks like there's an option to use a screen at the top of the key. There's a shake there. Sarah Deng with the attempt. Doesn't drop. Trying to beat the shot clock violation. Sikakone with the ball. Top of the key. Kone doesn't get her wrench. And South Sudan calm things down here with Washington trying to look for the best option. The screen at the top of the key. Washington, easy, nice, beats the Malian defense, and foul and basket. And she'll be heading to the free throw line here for South Sudan. They're 5 for 13 on the charity line, 38.46%. And of course for Washington, she's 3 for 5, shooting at 60% as Sarah Deng and Gak Deng go off. Gabrielle returns to the floor, as well as Yar Mayen.
Washington with 18 points. She understands the assignment that their team is in the bonus, so if she's attacking the basket, she's going to be rewarded to go to the free throw line if she gets fouled.
Well, there it is. Dembele just trying to find her end. Sikakone gets a rebound, puts it out. And good defense from South Sudan. Frustration for Sikakone and the Malians.
Mali is just settling for three-point shot because South Sudan has been in that 1-3-1, and their arms are long and they look big. So Mali doesn't think that they see a way to attack, so they're settling for three. But if you shot fake, get your defender up in the air and attack the basket and do what you did in the first half.
This is very dangerous leading, of course, for Mali, because should South Sudan increase their lead here, things could go in a different way for them. They don't want that. 2 minutes, 5 seconds to play here in the third quarter as Mali regain the ball possession, and there will be shooting to the charity line because both teams are actually in the red.
This is the first time that South Sudan is in the lead, and I know that they're confident that they're going to continue to play in the rhythm that they have been playing to keep this lead and extend this lead. For Mali, get to the free throw line. You guys are in the bonus, but also do not settle for three-point shots. Attack the basket and get to the free throw line.
Well, that is 2 for 2 on the free throw line for Alima Dembele. She's up to 11 points now. Makes the second one as well, 12 points, leading all the scorers of the Malian team in this game. 41 up, 2 minutes to play in the third quarter. This is a great welcome for South Sudan to the FIBA Women's AfroBasket. The hassle is real here. Rosa Khan tries to get the ball to the paint, and on the other side, Janeba Jai with the fast break points. Very timely here for Mali. Washington finds Deng, gets the ball to Rosa Khan, but there's a turnover there. 2-point game.
When you see games like this, neck and neck, tied and tied with the time running down, you get to see what team knows how to handle adversity. You get to see what team is focused to execute on the defensive end and on the offensive end.
Let's see what Mali can bring with their experience here. Dembele attempts a three-pointer, drops it, and you can see why they're getting her involved so much on defense, whether she's setting up herself from behind the arc or driving into the paint.
And that play started from their defense and how aggressive they played. When you play defense, your offense is kind of more fluid. You're not thinking about it and you're just letting it fly, and that's exactly what Mali just did. Now we're listening to the timeout.
Stay connected. This minute is important. Now they are in zone. They're gonna play home side like this. Alicia. Rose. Now. Via now. Maria. Via with the Nemo. Okay? Maria get the ball. Remember, boom, come in. Niamer, help.
Niamer's not in. Oh, you're in now. Okay, you are. You're in.
If it's not clear, this one, okay, fill up, and then the pass is there to Delicia. Okay. We play the side pick and roll, and Maria, the pass, down, okay?
Y'all lock in. Defense on 3, 1, 2, 3. Defense.
It is go time here once again for these two teams. Mali with a 5-point lead here against South Sudan with 1 minute, 11 seconds to play. The fans are still alive here with their drums, dancing, and just enjoying all of the basketball that is being played inside the Palais des Sports in Abidjan, Côte d'Ivoire. It is a customary yellow, green, and red as we see Haman Yang, the former FIBA World President, with Ambrose Tashovia, former President of the Basketball Federation in Uganda, and now in charge of 3-on-3 basketball at FIBA Africa. Frustration here for South Sudan as they lose the ball possession. Mali will see if they can extend their score. Kamite Dabu on the floor.
Even though South Sudan has 22 turnovers, they're still in the game down by 5.
And that should be worrying for Mali if they're going toe-to-toe with a team that has that many turnovers. There you go. Geneva Jai.
There was 2 things that South Sudan had to do to get back in, to get the lead or continue to fight in this game, and that was rebound and take care of the ball. They have 22 turnovers, but then again, they have 35 rebounds to Mali's 36, so they definitely have cut the gap on the rebound end.
And here they go again, South Sudan. Washington looking for options, gets a screen from Deng at the top of the key. Yamer once again. Gabriel finds Tenny, the best 9. And there's a shot clock violation. Great defense from Mali. They regain the ball possession. Both teams are in foul trouble. Now that is 1.0 second on the clock before the end of the third quarter. It's actually been corrected to 4.0. 4 seconds to play here. Mali. It's a full court press from South Sudan.
They don't want to foul. Keep your hands up and just make it hard for Mali to shoot the ball.
Let's see what they'll do because both teams are in foul trouble. If South Sudan put pressure on the ball and foul, Mali will go to the free throw line. There's an attempt, almost gets it. Kamite Dabu. And we'll go to the break there. It's the end of the third quarter. 46 points for Mali, 41 for South Sudan. Just one more quarter here to play in the last game of the day at the FIBA Women's AfroBasket. Well, there you go, obviously, with the numbers. Let's see the breakdown here. What has impressed you the most? But first, the third quarter, replays, Sika Kone with that incredible finish.
I mean, both teams have been very impressive. It's only a 5-point difference, and I like the energy of both teams. South Sudan came out and did their job on the rebound, on the defensive end, which kept them in the game and even got one lead in the third quarter. However, Mali's continuing to play Mali. They keep shooting, and I love that even though I'm saying attack the basket, they have so much confidence in themselves as a team that they're going to continue to shoot. And that's the reason why it is 46-41 right now.
Yeah, we have one more quarter to go here, but Washington has been a standout player for South Sudan, always attacking the paint, and also the fact that her teammates find her in the right places.
I mean, she's doing all that she can do, and you see her right here with her tongue out. She is attacking the basket. She has 18 points and 8 rebounds, and she's, you know, doing it all for South Sudan, attacking the basket, dishing out to her teammates, and being that energy for her team. So I think, and I know she's going to continue to do that, and I love to see that she's smiling and understanding what it feels like to play for a women's AfroBasket.
Yeah, absolutely. Of course, so many fans of South Sudan up late in East Africa, but also across the world, just enjoying all of that action as they see their team come up against a continental giant that has been successful at the junior levels and the 16 and the 18, and those players graduating to the senior team. For South Sudan, they have an opportunity to make a big statement just like their men's side here on the continent. And here we go, ready for the fourth quarter. Nyamer gets the ball to Washington, and here we go for the last quarter of this game.
Mali's in a 2-1-2 right now, playing aggressive, high defense to make South Sudan shoot on the perimeter and not have them have opportunities to drive to the basket.
There you go. Sarah Deng misses her attempt. Gak Deng gets the rebound, but loses it. Haidara finds Kamite. Ball doesn't drop. Timely defensive rebound from Deng. Finds Washington. Back to Deng. Washington. Deng and Nyamer. Great timing from Rose Akon inside their paint.
They're being aggressive and sending bodies to the offensive glass. This is what you want to see from South Sudan.
Sarah Deng there trying to penetrate the Malian defense. Washington squares up, doesn't make it count. The ball comes rolling off the rim, and Kamite Dabu picks the rebound. Maiga from the baseline. But the ball is picked up by South Sudan. Washington with a quick transition. Sarah Deng, Nyamer, Joe. Ball doesn't drop there.
Yeah, both teams are settling for a three-point shot. You know, that could show you maybe they're tired and just want to relieve them some stress right now, but they have 8 more minutes. They need to attack the basket and get the best shots.
Well, this could be arguably the biggest 8 minutes of South Sudanese women's basketball until this point. Can they stay locked in? Sarah Deng, Washington finds Gak Deng. Rose Akon. Gak Deng misses. Soko is back on the court. Gets the attempt, uses the baseline, the fake, and there's a walk that has been called. South Sudan get back the ball possession.
Oh, that was a nice move, though. I don't know if that was a trouble, but we gotta, you know, respect the ref's call.
It looked very good, obviously. Well, 2 minutes here and 20 seconds played in the last quarter. None of the teams have scored. Washington trying to find Tenny. Gak Deng. Sarah Deng, top of the key. They're obviously trying to set a screen there on top of the key. Washington tries to fake. Shot clock violation, even if the shot really dropped.
That's not what Washington wants to do. That's her first three-point shot of this game. So Mali is doing their job in that one 2-2 defense right now, and that is disrupting the South Sudan's offense.
Mali just looking to extend that lead here. It's very uncharacteristic of them to go 3 minutes without scoring. Washington. Great reaction there from Wall. Beautiful three-pointer, timely there from Nyamer. She increases her score here. She's up to 16 points. Soko gets the jumper in there, doesn't drop. Good defensive rebound there from Gak Deng. Well, Nyamer, what
a pass from her. You see your teammate running the floor and you get her a wide open layup.
That's a quick 5 points there from Nyamer Jeng, the three-pointer, and then those two from the very clever bounce pass. Well, that wasn't the best shot selection there from Mali. 5 for 37 from the three-point line. 13.5% shooting here for last year's bronze medalists.
But I can say out of those 38 attempted three-point shot, maybe 3 were a bad shot. So for them to have plus 30 wide open three-pointers, and just imagine if they made it. They are 5 for 38 right now, shooting 13% from the three-point line. But just imagine if Mali were making those shots. So South Sudan needs to understand that if you're going to play that great zone defense, you need to run out to the shooters.
Yeah, that's absolutely correct. And there you go, Mali with 11 team assists, 9 steals, 16 turnovers, however. But the 27 turnovers here for South Sudan is a huge statistic that will stand out for them in their review of today's game.
Yeah, and the score is even neck and neck. It's tied. So they have, even though they have so many turnovers, they made it up on the rebound, on the offensive rebound to get back into this game. And that's why they are still tied with Mali.
6 minutes, 6 very important minutes here for both these teams. You spoke about the structure of the tournament in terms of having 3 teams in one group. One loss can be a problem. A double-double here for Delisha Washington in her first ever appearance at the FIBA Women's AfroBasket. 18 points, 10 rebounds, but look at her relentlessness and how she attacks the basket, just leading the offensive charge here for South Sudan.
And this is what we call understanding the assignment, and this is why you're here, to make South Sudan go. And she has done that from the beginning of the game, and that's why she has a double-double for South Sudan.
Yeah, looking good out there. Delisha Washington. Gakdeng. Washington. She's really a threat here for Mali. Tenny from the baseline. Doesn't drop. Washington is able to rescue what's left of that possession. They don't make it count, South Sudan. Geneva Njai. Oh, beautiful, off the glass, nice 2 points, timely to give them a breather here, and they have a 2-point lead. She's up to 10 points, 3 for 3 from the field. Good steal here for Mali, and quick 4 points. That could be a problem for South Sudan. Was starting to look like they're running out of their breath.
And you could tell out of that timeout, Mali is executing their game plan to come out here and score 2 back-to-back baskets to have the score 50-46.
South Sudan have an opportunity to make amends here. Sarah Deng finds Tenny on the baseline. She's really been able to create some opportunities from there. But let's see, she connects.
I love that move. She didn't see an opening, went between the leg and had her shot in for the 1-dribble pull-up.
And that keeps them going as Haidara finds Sikakone. Basket doesn't count.
Kone is having a tough time, but you know you got to work for every single basket, and she has been in this position before where she understands I might not have a good game, but I'm not going to let my energy down, and I love her poise and patience. She doesn't get mad. She gets back on defense, and she's ready to play defense against South Sudan right now.
Yeah, it speaks to her character. Yeah, 4 minutes, 22 seconds to play. Kone, 2 personal fouls as Washington once again combines with Sarah Deng, Nyamir Chow, as they look for options. Ball is stolen here in Mali. Haidara misses. Under the basket, Dembele gets a second chance points.
We've been talking about those offensive rebounds for Mali. That has been helping them, and that's their DNA, to go to the board off of missed shots and offensive rebounds.
18 offensive rebounds here for Mali against South Sudan. There's a foul on.
I really like this South Sudan team. You know, this is their first time in women's AfroBasket. And you know, know, I've seen a lot of first-time teams come in here and they, you know, play timid, but that is not the DNA that South Sudan is showing us right now, and I love that. Because not only are we commentating that, every single team in this tournament is watching this amazing new team.
Well, absolutely. Speaking to, of course, the team, they'll tell you that they're so proud to see the word South Sudan inside the arena, across social media posts, and just being able to sing that national anthem, and they know that they're defending the flag of their country. But now, with 3.5 minutes to go, what can South Sudan do to pull off what could be a historic victory against Mali? The ball goes back to South Sudan. They have an opportunity to either level up or take the lead here against Mali. Change on the floor. Haidara comes off and in comes Aminata Sangare. Washington whispering some tactics there to Nyamer. Joe. Deng, Sarah Deng, fakes, goes to the left, ball is stolen, and it will be a jump ball.
I love the tie-up when no one wants to let go of the ball. That's a sign of respect, and I love to see that.
It is a good fight between two incredible players who've given everything, but let's look at the replay there. Just beautifully done in terms of the execution in transition, but the eyes and the ball distribution, an opportunity for second chance points, and just Mali putting the pressure and bringing that experience that they have over the years. It's a walk. They lose the ball. Sangare and South Sudan, they continue getting opportunities to walk away with that victory here today. But can they deliver the goods?
I mean, they have been doing that. They have been going to the basket and shooting their shots and keeping themselves in this game. And it all starts with the one who has the ball right now. Washington has been playing an amazing AfroBasket with 18 points and 11 rebounds.
Rosa Khan gets the ball to Washington. Deng. Sarah Deng attempts the three, doesn't drop. Gak Deng almost gets the rebound there, but Dembele, it's called as a walk there. And 2 minutes, 26 seconds here. It's a 2-point game between Mali and South Sudan.
I remember when I said in the end of the third quarter, this is where you see which team has the control and the poise in this game. It's neck and neck, 52 to 50, 2 minutes and 25 seconds left in this game. What team is going to show up and execute each play and take care of the ball?
Well, for Mali, they're doing the right things on defense. They regained the ball there and will want to control their destiny after this game. Dembele gets the ball into the paint. Sangare, they lose it. And once again, South Sudan with yet another opportunity to make amends here. 2 minutes to play. South Sudan face history. They have an opportunity to make it 1-1. First game at the Women's AfroBasket, first victory, and against a big team. But let's see what the officials say. Well, the ball will restart all the way down the court. And Nyamer Joe will try to get it to Washington. Support from the Malian bench for those who are on the court. Geneva Jai, Kamite Dabu, of course. Washington finds some space in the paint, loses the ball, and down the court. Easy layup in transition. Kamite Dabu makes it a 4-point game here for Mali. And look at the way that she just uses her right hand, finds the scoreboard and makes it count. Sarah Deng, Nyamere Joe, Washington. Almost a one-leg jumper there. There's a second chance points there from Gak Deng, and South Sudan will stay alive. Dembele, good rebound there for Maiga.
Another offensive rebound for Mali, and a great attack to the basket to go to the free throw line.
Well, it is 3 team fouls here for Mali, but that's the first one for South Sudan, and Dembele will once again go to the free throw line. She's 3 for 3, not exactly the best person to be fouled at this moment in the game, but let's see if she can score under pressure. Misses. It's a 2-point game, 1 minute, 10 seconds. Fourth quarter. Pressure from the fans. 17 points, 6 rebounds, 2 assists for Dembele. Makes the second one, and she's up to 18 points here. 3-point lead for Mali.
South Sudan is not only playing with the 5 players on the court, but the fans of Mali are up on their seats, rallying South Sudan, and that does help the players from Mali to give them that energy.
There's a foul here as Kamite Dabu commits a foul, and 4 team fouls for Mali, and it will be an inbound. Sarah Deng will be looking for options.
Mali needs to be smart, no foul, because the next foul they give, South Sudan will go to the line, and that's not what they want, because it's going to give them an opportunity to stop the clock and go to the free throw line.
Well, there it is. Gak Deng has been fouled, and she will go to the free throw line as both teams just tried to get in a couple of emphasized points there. Gak Deng misses the first one. It was really an opportunity for her to get things going here for South Sudan. 48.6 seconds to go in the fourth quarter. Gak Deng once again, 7 points, 8 rebounds. Misses the second one, gets her own offensive rebound.
South Sudan is 8 for 18 on the free throw line. I mean, she missed her free throw, got it again, went back up, and is going back to the line. So hopefully she takes her time. You have 10 seconds to gather yourself and, you know, shoot with some slight touch. That's exactly what she did.
She definitely had you in what you were saying. Gak Deng just gets that very crucial 1 point, misses the second again, and there's a line violation. Gak Deng will once again get an opportunity to make amends here.
South Sudan, in the last 2 minutes, had many opportunities to come back into this game, and they're not capitalizing on it. But they're rewarded another chance to have another free throw, so hopefully Gak Deng can make this one.
They'll definitely not be very excited to watch the replay of this game, but Maria Gak Deng, 2 for 7 on the free throw line. She's managed to put up 8 points, 9 rebounds, just 1 rebound away from double digits there, and 2 points away from a double-double. First time, of course, that she's playing here in this tournament, and we've seen all-round contribution from the South Sudanese team. Yamir, of course, being the standout with the 18. Washington with 18 as well. And got Dent with the 8. Yeah, great dance moves there from the Malian fans in the iconic green, yellow, and red. Maiga just running down that clock. It's the ball to Geneva Jai. Maiga again. Dabu. Jai. The ball possession will go to South Sudan. 25.1 seconds on the clock. It's a 2-point game. Pressure. What should South Sudan do to win this game, Iffy?
I do think that Washington needs to have the ball in her hand because she's been very, very crucial at moments during this game. Attacking the basket. If she has her shot going right, I would go all the way up. If not, look for the kick out of your teammates and offensive rebound.
Well, it looks like Antuna once again has an opportunity to make history. 19 points for Mali in that first quarter, 15 for South Sudan. The difference here has been that South Sudan have outscored Mali in the last quarter, 12-9. But the big question is, can they seal out the game? What do they need to do to change things around here? Well, Mali have used 3 of their timeouts. South Sudan on the other side, yet to ask. Have none left, actually. And it's just going to be very interesting going forward in these 25 seconds that could go on forever.
The good thing is that South Sudan does have fouls. You want to foul on the floor. You don't want to foul in the shooting motion at all to have the time and the clock on your side. So let's see if they execute, they come out here and they do what they need to do, being down by 2.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Mali are in the red. South Sudan have the ball. And knowing Mali, they're going to go full out, woman to woman, full court press, or maybe half court press right now, as they try to look for ways to stop this South Sudan team. Washington with the ball, is looking to find ways to score here. Gets the ball into Yamir's hands, tries to go to the basket. They steal the ball. Dembele, great defense there from her. Geneva Jai, Gakdeng. Beautiful and incredible. It is the end of the last game here today. Mali 55-53 for South Sudan, who came very close in their first ever game at the FIBA Women's AfroBasket. It's been impeccable basketball between these two teams. Very low scoring, of course, but that speaks to the defense of these two teams. There's celebration there, high fives in the Malian team, but they know that that was too close for them to like.
Yeah, Mali, I mean, they came out with this win. We know Mali and we know their core of how they play. They are very happy because they got a win being up by just 2 points. So they know that they could do better. But for South Sudan, they cannot hang their head. This was an amazing first debut for this young team to come out here and show the world what and who they are. And I cannot do anything but smile and be proud of how they play.
Yeah, they'll be very proud of that performance. As you said earlier, this Group B is very, very competitive, and it will be intense because you have Cameroon, who are always bringing the energy on every ball possession and every other time that they are on the court. The Malians celebrating with their fans. They came out in very big numbers. They deserve that victory, and they will be pleased with the 2 points that they get from this game.
As you can see, Mali fans are very happy and been on their feet even when the Mali team was warming up. So I know that they're just happy that Mali got this win.
Yeah, absolutely. 20 bench points for Mali and just 5 for South Sudan. 30 points for both of these teams from inside the paint. 16 second chance points there for Mali. But also really in general, they were able to use their size, their experience to come up against a very tough and highly spirited South Sudanese team that is playing here for the very first time. Both sides will be proud of their performances, but there's still so much basketball to be played. Well, there you have it. 47% for Mali from the field, 5 for 41 from behind the arc, just 19% for South Sudan. And looking at the numbers, 32 turnovers for South Sudan and 19 for Mali.
Yeah, that's something that they have to correct and watch film to correct on the next game. But Mali had 47 and South Sudan had 50.
Well, let's look at the numbers. 18 points for both Nyamerjo and Washington in their first ever game. 8 for Gakdeng. Dembele with the 18 points. Janeba Ndiaye with the 10 for Mali to lead the West African side to victory in this one. But let's look at the fourth quarter best plays.
As I said, there's going to be a lot of both best quarter plays for both teams as they were being aggressive and battling on the offensive end. You see the three-point shot from South Sudan because she's wide open, and that's what Jo does. She gets her feet set, and again, Washington distributing that pass. Jo attacking the basket as she does best. She is an all-around versatile player, and that's why she ended up with 18 points today.
You can see that her experience came out to play. We saw that Sikakone had a quiet day and Haidar as well, but a big day there from Dembele Alima. She really came all out. Her efficiency was up to 22, and you can see also her leadership. Some of those things you don't see on the stat sheet. But for Mali, they'll be players. They did everything that they could from a physical point of view, but also mentally they stayed within the game. In transition, they did a fantastic job scoring 20 fast break points. But South Sudan also got a couple of 17 in there.
Both teams played impeccable today, and they should again be proud of how they showed up.
Well, there it is, Group B standings. Mali with the 2 points and that victory over South Sudan, who are in second position. Cameroon are waiting and, of course, watching this game, keeping an eye on their opponents as they head into and prepare for their first game tomorrow. Well, that's it for us from the Palais des Sports in Abidjan, Côte d'Ivoire, on the West African coast of the Atlantic. It's been a pleasure. We'll catch you again tomorrow. Bye for now.